it's Erica. Thanks for joining me for another trauma-sensitive stretch sequence. And today's class is going to be kind of a flowy, fun, just like moving through a lot of different postures, with the focus being on like our upper body and stomach, and then ending with giving just a lot of input to our bellies. So a little different, but lots of fun. I do have a block today, and it's just something we're going to be using at the very end. If you don't have a block, I'd recommend grabbing a pillow or anything that has kind of like a firm edge to it. So even if you have like a box you want to put a blanket over, you could utilize that. So I know you'll be creative. I know you'll find something that will work for you. But today we're going to start off on our backs. So put that block off to the side and meet me on your back. And here we'll just take a moment to slow down, reconnect, remind ourselves that the next 20 or so minutes is just for us to focus on building that perception, building that body awareness. So maybe it feels comfortable to close your eyes as you start to notice what you're feeling, whether it's your legs and feet on the mat, how your fingertips are touching the mat, or maybe even just touching your own clothing, like your stretch pants or your t-shirt material. Maybe that awareness is more on your shoulders and the back of your head, being supported by the mat. Just tapping into those external feelings and sensations. Or maybe start to notice more internal sensations, whether it's certain parts of your body that are more warm or more cool. Maybe there's like a fuzziness, or I don't know, I almost feel like in my face, we are in the midst of summer. My face almost feels like this stinging heat. So what are some words you can use to describe how your body feels, how your skin feels internally? Sometimes I find the second I lay down and relax on the mat like this, my stomach starts growling. It's usually a good sign though. So what do you feel? What do you notice? And do you notice your breath? Do you notice the movements of your stomach and your chest as you inhale and exhale? And what would it feel like to lengthen that? Maybe inhaling through your nose slowly as you feel your belly and your ribs expand. And then letting it out just gently, slowly, like there's a feather in front of you you're trying not to move. Just finding that gentle rhythm of your breath. And we'll start off with just some simple stretches. First, activating our legs. So you can open your eyes if they were closed. I'm going to start with activation of my left leg here. So the way I'm going to do that is just flexing my foot and digging my heel down into the mat and flexing and squeezing my quad, my glute, feeling my calf start to burn, just activating it so much that it's only really my heel and my glute and a little bit of my calf that are pressing into the mat. So you're just activating like you're trying to push your leg through the floor. And then release. And from here, pull that left knee into your chest. You can find some ankle circles. That leg might still be feeling pretty warm. Open to the left. Get a hip opening stretch. And slowly find your way into a supine twist. And I'm going to intensify that twist by bringing my gaze to the left and bringing my arm open like a goalpost. And I'll start to bring some movements into the shoulder as well. So it's like my arm is hovering about an inch above the floor. And I just reach my hand up over my head, straightening my arm, and then bending the elbow, pulling it into my side. So go ahead and reach that hand up above you. So you're staying in that twist, lower back, middle back, upper back, all feeling it, and the shoulders really opening. And then bring it back down. You can slowly bring yourself back to neutral, back to center, onto your back. Let both legs go long. Hands back wherever you want them, planted on your belly. It's kind of like where I feel like I need to have my hands are planted on the mat. And now we do activation of the right leg. So flex that foot, heel presses, presses, presses. Squeeze the glute, squeeze the quad. Like you're just pushing that leg straight through the floor. Feeling heat, maybe a little bit of pinching in the muscles. That leg starts to, just be on fire. You can't really see it moving, but there is that static engagement. And release. Feel kind of your breath releases as well. And pull your right knee in. Maybe take a few circles with your foot, your ankle. Drawing your knee out to the right before taking a supine twist all the way over. And then intensifying that twist, your gaze coming to the right arm opening like a goalpost, and you can move into your shoulder stretch. Maybe this time even trying to graze your nails, your fingernails along the floor, along the mat. So we're getting different types of sensory input on this side than the other. And you're reaching your hand up over your head and elbow down towards your rib cage. I'm going to go 2 more times. Bring it all the way in. Reach it all the way up. Last one. Bring it in. And come back to neutral. I'm going to move up into a simple seat. If you would like to rock your way up there, feel free to grab onto the backs of your hamstrings and just kind of rock and roll a few times. Come all the way up to a seat. There we go. So we're going to do the 3 main stretches of the spine here, starting with a lateral stretch. So my left hand goes down, right hand comes up and over, and then the opposite side. So our intention here is really to create some flow, and I'm going to move right into a twist. So I twist to the left, a right arm across, left arm behind, gaze behind me. Slowly unwind to the other side, left arm across, right arm behind me, gaze behind, over that right shoulder. Coming through, then I'm grabbing my shins as I pull my heart forward, coming up, opening the heart, gaze towards the ceiling, and then chin to chest, you really round the spine, tuck the tailbone. So you've got those 3 specific spinal movements. So let's create some flow as we go through that, like 2 or 3 more times. Go at your own pace. So I'm moving side to side. And then moving into my twists. One side to the other. Almost starts to feel a little bit like a dance. You can move your arms as gracefully or as ungracefully as you want. I'm starting over. This time I'm going to try with my eyes closed, just feeling how my hands reach for the mat, or even touching my leg as I twist one way, twist the opposite direction, and then find spinal extension and flexion. So closing your eyes, if you're comfortable for that, I'm going to go through one more time, can really heighten all of our other senses. Maybe you even notice like what you're hearing more. You hear your clock ticking, you hear the dog outside. When we shut off one sense, the other ones just have that more space. All right, and then meet me back with a neutral spine, seated when you're ready. You're all finished with that flow, and now we're going to come down onto our bellies. All right, so just give yourself a moment here on your bellies. We've been doing some faster movements. And so just kind of collapse your chest forward, maybe even bring your forehead to the mat. My elbows are bent, palms down, eyes closed, legs are long. And just take a breath here. And then slowly bring your head up and drag your hands down more to frame the sides of your rib cage. And we're going to start with some mini upper back lifts. So just start to bring your gaze forward, heart up and down. So we're engaging our back, not as much pressing through the hands, although you still feel the hands on the mat. So we're moving with the upper back, and maybe you notice how your hips really press into the mat as you lift. Your body turns into kind of a lever. Maybe you notice the tops of your feet pressing into the mat, your toenails. And we'll do one more. Maybe this time you hold, lifting your hands, engaging your back, shoulder blades together. And then slowly come back down. Now pressed completely into your hands. Lift yourself all the way up like a swan. I feel like I need to kind of move my feet further apart to create more space in my hips for this stretch. And I just hold. I really feel my lower abdominals stretching, opening, creating space there. And slowly come back down onto your belly. Like I said, we're going to be focused a lot on the belly, the chest. Press into those hands, bring yourself up. And just notice how you feel rooted and grounded from your toes to your hips to your hands. Gaze in front of you. And then slowly come down. Now we're going to take our arms and turn them into number 11s. On our forearms, shoulders over the elbows. And we're going to try to wear our shoulders like earrings. So I'm kind of hunching your shoulders up towards your head. Head drops. And we'll create some circles here. Your chin comes to your chest. Lift yourself up, pressing yourself up. And then slowly shoulders come back to ears, collapsing forward. So we're creating the circular motion. We'll go a few times in one direction. And you can try in another. This one for me is, I don't even know if I can go in the other direction necessarily. This is one posture where my body just has not quite figured out how to move through it. I think we all have those for sure. And now, once you're pressing yourself upward, think heart forward, gaze forward, and we'll make this more active. And so everywhere where you're in contact with the mat, imagine, once again, like we did with our legs, that you're just pressing your whole body through. Maybe you engage your glutes and your quads so much that your knees lift, your toes, even your pinky toe is pressing into the floor. And you're just holding. For some reason, my stomach wants to gurgle now. And release. Bring your chin down, shoulders up. Maybe take one more little shoulder circle. And now find your way to extend your hands in front of you. Elbows are lifted. Now continuing to press yourself up. This time, shoulders away from your ears. Holding a more gentle stretch on the abdominal muscles here, but still that nice extension. And then bend your elbows out to the side. Rotate your hands so they face each other and stack one palm on top of the other with your forehead to your palms. And we're going to continue just lifting to the upper back, lifting. So with your hands glued to your forehead, start to lift and notice, oh my gosh, how much of your stomach you have to press into the mat and engage. Even your legs have to engage. Get the upper back up one more time. And then down. Now release your hands so they're out in front of you, like you're about to swim or something. And this time, instead of your gaze being down, bring your gaze up and lift your hands up, maybe even legs. Notice how much easier this is. So we're getting into the reflex world a little bit, because this is your Landau reflex, which is led by your gaze and makes this movement so much easier because it's not just struggling to get your muscle activation, we'll go one more time. You're working with your reflex pattern to lift and engage your whole body. Great job. Okay, fantastic. We're going to now do some swimming. We had our arms out like we were about to swim, so I'm going to reach them right out in front of me and just start to opposite hand, opposite leg, kick, kick, kick. If you keep your gaze forward, you keep the ease in that lift. When your gaze goes down, all of a sudden muscle engagement increases because you're no longer working with that reflex pattern. So we're just going to move, move, move. Again, flowing through all these different variations, working the upper back, engaging the belly, and then stop. Hug your floor, arms out straight. Turn your head either direction. I feel like I can feel my heart pumping out of my chest into my mat. Feel the floor under your hands, the mat pressing into the side of your head. And just start to notice your breath. Even that burst of core engagement, that swimming exercise. Did you feel changes in your heart rate or your respiration? Now slowly come back up. We're going to go again. So again, if you lead with your eyes, it's going to make it a lot easier. So we go, go, go. Here we go. Keep swimming. Almost a little bit of cardio what we're doing. Move, move, move. Engaging every muscle of our body. Oh gosh, I feel my foot cramping. Do not feel like you have to go through a cramp. Just have to flex my foot. This is going to be some wonky swimming over here. A few more seconds. And release. Head to the opposite side. Hug your floor. Give yourself some time to just re-engage with that external perception. What do you feel under your hands? With my ear to the floor, I can hear the hum of my air conditioning. Thank the Lord for air conditioning. I feel the coolness of the floor. I feel the mat pressing and holding me up under my knees, my hips, my stomach. Your respiration may slowly be coming back down. Just notice your stomach pressing into the mat, pressing into the floor as you breathe. And then slowly bring your head back up and press yourself up. Fantastic. Okay. The very last thing we're going to do is giving ourselves a lot of input to the tummy. So if you want to skip this one and you just want to lay on your back for the next two minutes or so, feel free. But this is where I'm going to take my block and I'm just going to put it about the center of my mat. And I'm going to lay down on top of it, so about right where my belly button is where the edge of that block meets. So it's on its lowest setting. My hands are back to the number 11s. My feet are about as wide as my mat. Maybe it feels comfortable for you to keep your legs together. You can choose the variation for your legs and arms as needed, but the focus ultimately is our diaphragm. So this block is pressing right underneath our diaphragm. This is where we hold a lot of tension. Think about our digestive tract there. You know, I don't necessarily think it's as simple as saying like we hold this emotion in this part of our body, but gosh, that mind-body connection is insane. Like you really can't separate them. Like just think about your stomach's role in your emotions. The way that you feel fear and anxiety in the pit of your stomach. The way that you feel even when you're resting, like I mentioned, being on the mat A lot of times when I go into rest mode, the first thing that happens is my stomach starts talking to me. It's like, oh, we're at rest here. Things can move. And so when we use the block like this and our own body weight to press so directly, giving support to that diaphragm, our guts, right, our intuition, helps to wake it up. Maybe you do feel some emotion. Maybe it stirs up some emotions for you, and that's okay. If you're not sure what you're feeling, you're not sure what to feel, just focus on that hard edge of the block. Is it pressing into your rib cage? Do you feel it on your ribs? Do you feel it on your belly button? Maybe you start to rock side to side and massaging out your tummy. I'm going to move the block down a little. There we go. Massaging out more of my mid to lower belly. Just a part of our body that we don't give too much attention to. Think about the last time you went to a massage and they did anything to your tummy. That's not that they should. That's not really the purpose of most massages, but our stomach, there's so much going on there, and a lot of times the tension that is in our digestive tract, in our abdominals, in our gut, gets all tangled up, and there's not much that we can do to release it. So maybe you are feeling things move in your digestive tract. That's good. And feel free to stay here longer. Or try this again, like before you go to bed. Give yourself some time and try for a few minutes before you go to bed. And see how you feel as you're drifting off to sleep. All right. I need a moment. I'm going to slowly bring myself off this block. Move it off to the side. Come down onto your back. Maybe you close your eyes. Legs long or feet planted. Hands down, palms up. You choose. Just kind of let your body fall where it falls. And you can trust that. And then over time, if you notice discomfort, you can move. So we did a lot of just kind of flowy movements, a lot of repetitive movements of the spine, activating our upper back, giving a lot of input to our lower abdominals, upper abdominals, and just ending with that intense input. So if you need a few more minutes just to process, just to take note of what you're feeling in your body. How does your stomach feel? Maybe place your hand on your tummy just for some self-grounding. Maybe you feel heat rising in your belly. It's really endless because our bodies process touch and input so differently. And so wherever you're at, just invite you to take a simple inhale. Fill that belly that we just compressed for several minutes. And then let that air escape. Exhale. And as you're ready, come up to a seat as you get ready to move on with your day. Fantastic job. Give yourself some space and grace. Drink some water. That was a lot of input to our bellies. So I'm proud of you. You did awesome. I will see you next time.